Next is about third ventricle. The lateral ventricle we already discussed. Before coming to the features of third ventricle, third and lateral ventricles of brain secrete the cerebrospinal fluid with the help of their choroid plexuses. So here, the third ventricle can be considered as a box-like structure which communicate with the fourth ventricle, through cerebral aqueduct. Through cerebral aqueduct, the third ventricle communicates with the fourth ventricle. Posteriorly or caudally, so this box has got a tail-like structure. So this is called as pineal body. So it is placed centrally placed in the central axis. It is placed. The central axis of the third ventricle. In the central axis of the third ventricle, posteriorly as a tail, there is pineal body. The third ventricle itself is the median cleft between the two thalamic nuclei, left and right thalamic nuclei. So left and right thalamic nuclei together is called as thalamus. The thalamus is not a single entity. It is having left and right thalamic nuclei. So the third ventricle is sandwiched between the left and right thalamic nuclei. So these blue color areas, the fourth ventricle, cerebral aqueduct, third ventricle, lateral ventricle, so are all filled with CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. So where is the area the cerebrospinal fluid is secreted? In the third and lateral ventricles, on their choroid plexuses. So thalamic nuclei, left and right thalamic nuclei are seen on both sides of centrally placed thalamus, which is a box-like structure. It has got a median central projection posteriorly, caudally as a tail-like. So this is called as pineal body. The pineal body is seen as a tail. Anterior superiorly on each side, it communicates with the lateral ventricle through the interventricular foramen. Through interventricular foramen, it communicates to the lateral ventricle. So the lateral ventricles are seen on the lateral sides. It communicates through the interventricular foramen, also called as foramen of Monro. So this foramen is bounded anteriorly by column of fornix. Anteriorly there is column of fornix. Foramen is bounded anteriorly by column of fornix and posteriorly by the tubercle of thalamus. So tubercle of thalamus, the suprapineal recess here. So tubercle of thalamus, posteriorly it is bounded by the tubercle of thalamus. Posterior inferiorly in the median plane, it communicates with the fourth ventricle through the cerebral aqueduct. So recesses are the cavities, more exactly the extensions of the cavities. Extensions of the cavities are called as the recesses. Here which all recesses are seen in the third ventricle. There is suprapineal recess. Suprapineal recess seen above the pineal region. Suprapineal recess, pineal recess, suprapineal recess. Then infundibular recess and optic recess. Optic recess. The walls or boundaries of the anterior wall are lamina terminalis, anteriorly bounded by lamina terminalis, anteriorly bounded by lamina terminalis, anterior commissure, anterior column of fornix, until the mammillary body. Mammillary body is a projection, inferior projection from the third ventricle. The thalamus, as I told, there are left and right thalamic nuclei sandwiched between the box-like third ventricle. Posteriorly it has got a central median eminence, so that is called as pineal body. Anteriorly there is fornix and interventricular foramen. Interventricular foramen communicates with the lateral ventricles. So these are all filled with the CSF filled areas. The lateral ventricle and third ventricle, their choroidal plexuses, with the help of their choroidal plexuses, secretes the cerebrospinal fluid. The thalamic nucleus on both sides, left and right, has got habenular nucleus on the superior and lateral aspect of the each thalamic nucleus. So left and right thalamic nucleus. Suppose you draw a the diagram, imaginary diagram of third ventricle like this way. So it is box like. Imagine this is the third ventricle box like third ventricle. So on both sides of the third ventricle there are left and right thalamic nucleus of same size, left and right thalamic nucleus. So this is situated here, So in between, the third ventricle is sandwiched in between the left and right thalamic nucleus. Y-shaped thalamic nucleus, left and right thalamic nucleus are seen. So together left and right thalamic nucleus are called as thalamus. So thalamus, as you know, it is a relay station of sensations to the brain. So here thalamic nucleus has got a connection between the left and right thalamic nucleus. So this is called as interthalamic adherence. Interthalamic adherence is the connection between the left and right thalamic nucleus. So it is seen above the which part? So it is seen above the third ventricle. Connection between the left and right thalamic nucleus is seen just above the third ventricle. This is called as interthalamic adherence. So same like this way, in the superior and lateral aspect. There is a habenular nuclei. Habenular nuclei are the type of nuclei seen on the superior and lateral aspect of thalamic nucleus. So these nuclei are connected with a commissure again. These nuclei are connected with a commissure in the superior and lateral aspect. So these commissures are called as habenular commissures, whereas this commissure is called as interthalamic adherence in between the left and right thalamic nuclei. Habenular commissure between the left and right habenular nucleus. So once again, habenular nucleus are seen in the superior and lateral aspect of thalamic nuclei. So they are connected with the help of habenular commissures. So one more concept is there, the epithalamus. Epithalamus means the pineal body, centrally placed posterior projection is called as pineal body. Pineal body along with the habenular nuclei is called as epithalamus. The anterior projection of the thalamus, anteriorly and inferiorly, the grey matter extends anteriorly and inferiorly. It extends as a single entity. So like this way, the grey matter of thalamus extends anteriorly and inferiorly. So whereas this third ventricle is there till here, the grey matter of the thalamic nucleus extends anteriorly and inferiorly. So this, as you know, it is called as hypothalamus. Hypothalamus. Hypothalamus has got a inferior projection. So this is the stalk of the pituitary. Stalk of the pituitary. It is also called as infundibulum or else tuber cinereum. Tuber cinereum is the projection part of the hypothalamus. The pituitary gland. Projection of the pituitary gland inferiorly from the hypothalamus. So below the third ventricle there is mammillary body, projection of mammillary bodies. There is a projection of mammillary bodies inferior to the third ventricle. So these are the general structures. Which all commissures we discussed, which all adherence we discussed, interthalamic adherence, then habenular commissure between the two habenular nucleus seen on the upper aspect of the thalamic nucleus, habenular nuclei. So there is two more commissures seen in the brain. So they are the anterior commissure and the posterior commissure. The anterior commissure is seen connecting between the temporal lobes of the brain, whereas the posterior commissure is the connection between the two cerebral hemispheres. So it will come in the coming points. So recesses are extensions of the cavity. Recesses we already discussed. The boundaries are lamina terminalis, anterior commissure. So anterior commissure I told already. So anterior commissure is seen between which all structures. Anterior commissure is the connection between the two temporal lobes of the brain. Anterior column of fornix, the two columns of the fornix diverge, pass downwards, backwards and sink into the lateral wall of the third ventricle and reach to the mammillary body. Posterior wall has got the pineal body, posterior commissure and the cerebral aqueduct. Posterior commissure and the cerebral aqueduct. Posterior commissure means what? It is a connection between the left and right cerebral hemispheres. The roof, it is formed by ependymal lining under surface of tila cordia of the third ventricle. The choroid plexus of the third ventricle projects downwards from the roof. At the junction of the roof with the anterior lateral walls, so there is interventricular foramen. The floor is having which all structures optic chiasma, tuber cinereum, infundibulum of pituitary, mammillary bodies, which are the projections seen in the inferior part of third ventricle, posterior perforated substance, tegmentum of the midbrain. The lateral wall is having medial surface of thalamus, hypothalamus and hypothalamic sulcus, which separates the thalamus from the hypothalamus. The sulcus which extends from the interventricular foramen to the cerebral aqueduct. So lateral to the third ventricle there is medial surface of thalamus. As the thalamic nucleus is sandwiched, the third ventricle is sandwiched between the thalamic nucleus. The medial surface of thalamus is seen as the lateral wall of third ventricle. Hypothalamus, the hypothalamic sulcus which separates the thalamus from the hypothalamus. Sulcus extends from the intervertebral foramen to the cerebral aqueduct. The cerebral aqueduct is through which through the communication from the there is a communication from fourth ventricle to the third ventricle. So it is all filled with CSF. Note that the interthalamic adhesion connects the medial surface of the two thalami and crosses the ventricular cavity. Interthalamic adhesion, which I already told, connects between the medial surface of the two thalami and crosses the ventricular cavity. The habenular stria lies the junction of the roof and the lateral. Habenular stria or the commissure lies at the junction of the roof and the lateral wall. The two stria joins posteriorly at the habenular commissure. The column of the fornix, as already indicated, run downwards, backwards to reach the mammillary body. The column lies beneath the lateral wall of the ventricle. So situated superiorly and laterally is the situation of habenular nuclei with the habenular commissure, and the backwards to reach the mammillary body. Run downwards and backwards to reach the mammillary body. The column lies beneath the lateral wall of the ventricle.